Dane, how are you, man? I'm still jacked up from that last interview. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm still coming down from that. He was full of energy and a lot of great information. Ace Hill is just an amazing athlete in person.
I can't wait to get the
Love it.
story out. You're gonna love this guy. Speaking of amazing inspirations, I get to
Yeah,
be inspired yet again. Anna's with us.
yeah,
Anna, how you doing, friend?
I'm
yeah,
doing good. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
becoming old hat at this point. We're just gonna go and put you
Mhm.
on the roster for
There you
Yeah.
go.
amazingness. So, Anna, how was your world of softball today? Did you guys have some fun in your clinic and all that?
Yeah, it was fun. It was freezing, fall ball is always really cold, but
Yeah.
we survived, came out on third, so we'll take it.
That's good.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Fall ball in Kansas. Well, I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
Anna. As much as we've been inspired by people like Anna and all that, Dane, there's the inspiration never stops. I feel like we're in some vein of inspiration lately. I'm gonna write some book when
Yeah.
it's all said and done, Dane, of all these
Hmm.
cool inspirational people. Anna and Dane, we have someone tonight that I've been watching for a long time that truly does have the work ethic, the patience, and the drive and the prowess, and also those intangibles. One of the most fearfully awesome, nice but frightening ladies at the same time, if I could even use that phrase. So I want to get right into it, folks, and bring on Jayde Sheeley. Jayde, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Hi, I'm doing good. I need someone like you to introduce me every time I walk in a room.
I got you.
That was
Yeah.
perfect.
We'll be your hype man.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
be
be like,
back
I'll
there
let
going.
these guys introduce me. They and capture who I am
There you
perfectly.
go.
There you
So
go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, bow down. I
yes.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm available on Saturdays and every other Sunday. I got you.
All right, I'll make
So
sure I get through my schedule.
so Jay, we're honored to have you. Thanks for being amazing and really just giving our ladies
Yeah.
and men out there something to kind of like be inspired by. Your story's awesome. In fashion, I'm gonna have ladies first. So Anna, I know you've got a couple questions for Jade. If you want to kick us off, Anna.
Yeah. So one of my first questions I was thinking about was like kind of like what you were like as a kid. I know you said you love fighting and you've always loved fighting. Like, has that been something from like day one you could walk and that was like what you're ready to roll with? Or like did you try other sports or activities or like
Oh
talk a little bit
yeah.
about that journey as a
Um,
kid, what you were like, and then how it got you kind of where you're at.
yeah, definitely. So I come from a fighting family. My dad is my main coach, so I grew up watching him fight. I think MMA just was like being a thing when he was on his way out of fighting. So he did a lot of kickboxing stuff. I grew up around guys in the gym going to the UFC. So I was always around it. But I actually sucked as an athlete at every other sport. Like I
I
was
doubt that. I
I
doubt
was
that.
no, like I was not good. And like they were just like, you're doing great. And I was like, no, I'm 5'2". So I tried soccer, volleyball. I was not good. I gymnastics, subpar. And I was just good at fighting because I was tough. I grew up around the guys. And then I had been doing like just the classes kind of when I was 14, not really taking it super serious. I would do some kickboxing exhibitions and everything. It was just that everyone else around me was doing it. So I was like, I'm going to do it too. And then right before I went to college, I tried to get my first MMA fight. And it's actually really funny. My dad never like coached me, never thought I was going to fight, didn't want me to fight because he was a fighter and he knows like everything that comes with being a professional athlete, like the job security, the
Yeah.
injuries, the money.
Right.
So I told him I wanted to get a fight, and he's like, like you don't take this serious. Like, why do you really think you want to fight? And I'm like, yeah. So he's like, all right, like we'll try to find one. And it took a little while. I was able to get one before I went to college, and then they just kind of kept going through after that, and I stuck with it. But yeah, I did not really do any other sports. Like I said, I was really bad volleyball player. Just wasn't very coordinated, wasn't that star athlete. I wanted to be like that star high school athlete, and I just
Mhm.
wasn't.
Wow.
And I just found my place in fighting, and I stuck with it for a long
Well, I'm
time.
glad you did. I'm glad you did because
Yeah.
you're great at it, man. I love that. So that's cool to hear that story. Anna, I think you have one more B question
Yeah.
on that
Well, I
on that
kind of
line.
want to go off that just a little bit, just because I spent a lot of time working with college age girls and
Mhm.
junior high, high school age girls who also are like trying to find their identity and figure out who they
Ooh,
are within their sport, And
yeah.
so tell me a little bit like, okay, you figured out you weren't good at volleyball or those other sports, and like
Man, yeah.
Fighting was
So
your thing. So like what
Yeah.
gave you
What
the
was it?
confidence to pursue a sport or pursue that isn't common with other girls? And how did you like
that,
get
yeah,
through that?
that quote where you hit too, where you're like, your identity as an athlete. That is, I'm 30 now, so I've been through so many phases as an athlete, as a woman in this field. And I guess I always had that, like everyone always thought I was going to be a fighter, I guess, because my dad was such a big name in fighting. So it was almost like I had this expectation of other people, not from my dad, but everyone around me, like, oh, well, he's an amazing fighter, like you're going to be really good too, right? And I was good, but just not on the level he was. I think maybe because I didn't go full in. Just recently I went full into fighting. So it was really, I always had my foot halfway into fighting, and then like, what do I want to do? Like a job? Like, do I go to school? Like, do I try to get a scholarship as a in another sport? Like I thought about trying to get a scholarship for cheerleading somewhere just to pay for school. No one in my family had ever went to college either. So there was just a lot of things around me. And my family didn't really want me to fight. My dad, my first God, I don't even remember how many amateur fights I had. The first three, he didn't coach me, didn't teach me how to make weight, didn't tell me what to eat, how to do anything really. And I did really good my first few fights. And what Chelsea Connor too. It was actually she was my first loss as an amateur. And I remember going in that fight, I was sick, I couldn't breathe, and my dad's like, we can reschedule. I was like, dude, I want to eat pizza, so I already cut weight. Like, let's do this kind of thing.
My problem
and,
too.
yeah, Chelsea beat me. That was the first person that had ever punched me. It went to decision, and I'd never been hit like that. And I was like, oh man, like this is real. And I got done with that. And he's like, all right, you can hang. Like I'm gonna coach you if you're gonna do this, and I can't freaking talk you out of it. Like I've tried to been doing. He finally got on the program. I'm like, I'm doing it. So you can either be embarrassed that I suck and you're not teaching me how to be good, or you can suck it up. But yeah, I feel like a lot of any athlete has that moment. Like, who am I without my sport too? Just in the last couple years, I've been getting into that. Like, my identity outside of being an athlete, I love this, but I have more aspects of me than just being a fighter. That also comes into play. I didn't lose a lot as amateur. That was my only loss. And then my first pro fight, oh my God, lost that horrible fashion. So that was like a real like sit down moment for me. Like, okay, who am I? How am I going to handle these losses or like any bumps that come with my fighting career if I want to go a long time in this sport? You know, I gotta have those mental notes in my head to keep me grounded. So yeah, there's a lot.
I'm processing this. Anna, great questions, Anna. I'm gonna go ahead and have you be our script writer all the time. That's good. I'm over here like writing notes and stuff. I'm like, dang, we're gonna on the fly, we're gonna rescript here. So yeah, that's good. Racket. So as I think about, I'm gonna step in and try to do Anna justice on these questions, but I'm skipping ahead to Dana 3. So when I think about Anna, or first of all, Jayde, your influence. It's funny, and with all respect to your dad, I knew of you first. I knew about you before I knew about your dad.
I love that. I'm him
yeah, there you go.
But real talk, because we've talked about this, Jayde, a little bit off the air. We really believe in showcasing female athletics. So what you're doing, paving the way, you and Anna, like we do this because we want to showcase. God bless us with daughters. So I love your dad. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's a bad dude, but I mean, I knew of you first. So like I said, I'll take 3, Dane, if you want to go 4. But with 3, Jayde, influences, obviously I know Pops is a big influence, but you mentioned Chelsea, who we're friends with too. Great lady. Is there maybe I know it's hard to probably do just 1 or 2. Is there a couple influences on you as an athlete that stood out to you in your career so far? Or?
I've never been the one. I think maybe when people ask me this question a lot, like who was someone I looked up to, I don't think I ever like did in that aspect, mainly because I was around these big name fighters growing up. Maybe that was the reason. Like I know I can be them. Like I can be that. So it's not like this unattainable goal that was far away from me. It was in my gym. I had multiple guys going the Tough House, UFC growing up. So it was a real thing. The biggest thing for me is when like watching like Kat Zingano and when Ronda Rousey and Liz Carmouche fought the first fight in UFC, like get chills just think about it. I was in college, I think it was 2013. I remember watching it at B-Dubs and I'm like, I can do like this is real. Like this isn't I'm just gonna go fight well, I don't even know if I think Strikeforce was done then, but it wasn't like Invicta, that's it. Like love Invicta, but that was as high as we were getting as females, and no one outside of the sport watched it, had any clue what it was. So when I saw that, I was like, that was a huge moment. And then seeing what Ronda did, what she did with her career as in like I think I haven't watched the interview exactly, but I saw clips of how she's like, my persona in that sport was strategic. Like she was selling, like she was making money. And I think people didn't realize it then they do, like with Conor McGregor now. Like Ronda was doing that same thing, like bringing in the business with it and be like, I'm capitalizing on whether you don't like me or you think I'm some person. So really watching that too, it's like, dang, she's got the blueprint of you're either going to be the villain or, you know, the hero. And how are you going to sell that too? Because we're entertainers at the end of the day. So you got to have, you got to bring something. You can't just always just win fights. People they just don't care. They have short memory. They watch it, they forget about it.
So you're saying there might be a little side career in some wrestling for you too? Are you gonna follow?
Oh my God!
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
let's go.
You know, it's funny. So a few years ago, like someone did reach out to me about going and
that's cool,
doing WWE, and I actually thought about it for a second because I was like I could just go and like get fake beat up. And I told my dad, and we actually talked to them. They're like, oh, but you can't fight MMA. I'm like,
oh
no.
man.
I was like, I gotta make a go for it. I was like, if I, end up sucking or being the worst fighter ever, whatever. But I've always said I don't want to be 80 and be like, man, like I could have, I would have been a D1 football player if I'd torn out my knee. Like, no, I'm taking my shot. I'm going with it. I'm taking the chances. I've been a little conservative because I still have a full-time career and I get jealous when people get to train 24/7. But I'm trying to find a balance before I go like just completely rogue and quit my job.
All I heard Anna and Jade is y'all about to do some tag team thing. It's gonna be really cool. You take on Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Here we go. So
there we go.
I love it. I'm just kidding.
That's where I'm gonna retire in the WWE and just let's
go.
Man,
build your character, put your persona together, and you got it.
The crossover.
Yeah. I love it. Then go ahead. If you want to go to 4 days, that's awesome.
Yeah, so kind of along those lines, now that you're got your fights under your belt and you're on this path to greatness, what do you see coming up towards the end of this 2023 into 2024 for your career in fighting? Are there some things on the horizon for you?
Definitely. I want to get one more fight in. I was trying to get one this month and the cards weren't playing out or the timing. Again, I can get off work pretty easily with my job as long as I give them a couple weeks in advance. So it's not impossible, but just there were certain, timing that they gave me. I was like, oh man. And then November's busy, but I said December. I just keep saying it. People keep asking me. I'm like, I'm fighting in December. Like I'm very big on like
somewhere, right?
the manifesting, quote unquote, whatever people want to call it. I'm really been big into mindfulness and meditate every day. So I'm 100% create my own reality. And like, if I say it's going to happen, like it's going to happen. So people are like, when you fighting? I'm like, December 5th, maybe. I don't know.
Let's go. And whenever you're preparing for a fight, what is a typical training session as far as length of getting ready for a fight? What does that look like with the job as you work now? Yeah,
camp wise, it's still with the full time. I worked second shift, so I work 3 to 11 p.m. Usually my dad is one of my main training partners still. So I train with him a lot in the morning. We're doing mitts. He's still rolling with me, doing wall work, wrestling. And then Chelsea and I train in the morning, which I'm so thankful for her. Like we go back so far from our fight. And when she got back into fighting, I was like, this is a godsend because she lives like 40 minutes from me. And my main training gym, other than my dad's, my family gym, is in Columbus, which, well, you guys are not in this Ohio, but that's an hour from me. So I'm waking up, I'm driving an hour, I'm training an hour, I'm driving an hour home, and then I'm going to work. And then
Hmm.
so it's just nonstop.
Yeah.
My training, there's no set days, so that's the thing too. People are always like, when do you want to train? Can we set a schedule? I'm like, no, like we can't. I'll wake up and be like, do you guys want to train tomorrow at 10? All right, cool. I'll be there. So
On
it's
the
just
fly,
kind of
yeah.
all over the place. It'll be nice when I'm able to just work my full-time job part-time and just focus on fighting. But I've always, like, UFC is the goal. Like, it's always been the goal. Love Bellator, but I'm
Understood.
very partial to UFC. So at the UFC, I would still work full-time until there was like some amazing fight deal where I need to be doing camps and flying places stuff. So I have an idea of what it's gonna look like in my head, but right now I just grind. I'm like, I don't need a million people to do camps with. Now that I have Chelsea, it's awesome having another female. That was my biggest thing. I have a lot of heavyweights I train with. So
I love it.
my dad's always said, hey, I never had, like, my coach moved states. It was just me shadow boxing and doing drills when I was, fighting Kung Lee and stuff in Italy. So sometimes it's just you, like, you show up, it's better than nobody. So
I'm just making notes here. I'm making notes, Jade. I'm like, I always do this, and I don't know. I'm making looking back on what you've already said, and sometimes you got to do it on your own. You got to give yourself that go ahead. You got to motivate yourself. I'm hearing this, and that's true. It is a very, very team sport, but also you got to be solo at times. So I love to hear that. Again, I watched you build this empire, what you're building, and Anna, like I said, with you and She Strength, you ladies are building empires and strong female presence, and that's what we need so much of in this world, So thank you. Let me not tear up. Let me go into a little bit of a segment before I tear up, because I'm big on this. So Anna knows we talked about this till we're blue in the face. Again, I'm big on it. I'm big on supporting what you guys are doing. So thank you. But we're gonna branch into a little segment, Dane and I. We're gonna do a little something. Jade, you're gonna laugh. This is every episode. This is kind of our copyright, our benchmark part of the show. We do something called rapid fire. So Jade, what we do, Anna has these questions, and Dane and I, we bet on you. So there's about to be a 3-way bet on what we think you're going to pick. So this is a wager. So the winner gets lunch provided by the loser. So Anna, I think we beat you last time, if I'm not mistaken. So
looking for some revenge now.
So Jay, check this out. Imagine that anything's possible. This could be like a movie come to life. We could go back in time. It could be in the future. So for a moment, the metaverse is possible. Just anything's possible. It's about to get real weird. Okay, so
ready.
So check this out. For your UFC debut, this is gonna be we're gonna go ahead and speak into existence. You're asked by your manager or whatnot. Say, hey, we'd like you to go record your walk-up song, and you get to actually make your song with one of these two iconic bands. So you're like have to be a part of it. Now get this, I love both these bands. So maybe it doesn't quite fit fighting, but I love these bands. You can make a song with Joan Jett as your walk-up song. You and Joan Jett can record the track. Or B, you can get down and make your walk-up song with the Four Non Blondes. Joan Jett, Four Non Blondes. Which one are you going with?
Okay, I have to pick Four Non Blondes. I love Four Non Blondes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know Joan Jett. I don't.
Okay. Do you know I Love Rocky Road? I love rock and roll.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. That's Pat Benatar. I'm totally kidding, but that's okay. That's Pat. But no, I was hoping you'd pick Four Non Blondes. Zane, did you have that one?
I did.
No, I Joan Jett, man. I'm already falling behind. I'm
that's
so
awesome.
Behind on all these. I think
it.
I owe Josh countless lunches now.
Go. Anna, you had that one, Anna?
I had Four Non Blondes because I had a feeling she didn't know who Joan Jett was.
Let's go. I'm not gonna lie though. How cool would that be? What a banger! If you're like walking in, it's all like slow and inspirational. What's going on? As you just walking in the room.
So I bartended in college, so we would close like while we were mopping and like cleaning up the bar. We would play that song, and all of it just would be blaring it like with the mop. So I'm like, all right, I definitely like it.
You'd have to wear the big hat she had on in that
go all out
video as well. Oh yeah,
God, I love that band. I love that band, and they actually have a great album. Anyway, that's another story, another episode. So second question for rapid fire. You're actually asked to be as these movies continue to get rebooted over and over again. These franchises, they ask you to be in the movie. We get a lot of celebrity movie questions. Anna remembers this too. This comes up a lot. So Jade, you're asked to be the upcoming April O'Neil in the next Ninja Turtles live action. That's one. Or you can be B, the next Batwoman in the new Batwoman franchise. So April O'Neil, I love both of these characters. I'm wearing a turtle shirt right now. April O'Neil or Batwoman? Which one are you going with?
Batwoman.
Let's go. Let's
For
go.
sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anna, do you have that one?
That's what I was thinking. Yep.
Dane, do you have that
Batwoman.
one?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can see her on the
Yeah,
forefront.
I feel it.
just
It just sat.
on the fighting
sat.
lines. Oh yeah.
Well,
Love
I'm
it.
pretty
I love
sure I
it.
saw you dressed up as Poison Ivy in one
Yes,
of
I was like, oh my god.
Let's go. Got you. That's a deep cut right there, Anna. I didn't know that one. That's cool. Yeah. So next one. So this will be still Bellator talk for a minute. So somehow these two movie characters come to life, and they're the presence of what they are in the movie. They say, hey, we want to fight you in an upcoming fight, okay? So you get to pick for the fight card who you want to take on. So you can take on either A, Kate Beckinsale as her role in Underworld. Love those movies. She's just a tough chick.
I love that.
Celine.
Yeah. You can take on her, or you can take on Alice from Resident Evil. Both
Oh
awesome,
my gosh.
bad chicks, right?
Underworld. Because I
Let's go.
love that. I love both of those. I'm a big like
Yeah.
horror sci-fi
Love it.
fan, but I love Underworld, so that would
Actually,
be
Oh yeah.
I had
the
Alice.
perfect
Dang it.
crossover.
Did you have that one, Dane? Did you?
I had Celine, definitely
Okay.
from Underworld.
What
Yeah,
about
me
you,
too.
Anna?
Love
them
Okay.
both.
You guys are ahead of me by one. Okay, got you. So next one, question 4. So we're gonna flip the script. Okay, so you get to be the villain. Now you're gonna be the villain in an upcoming movie. So lady villain. Okay. So in the next coming reboot, this reboot question is popular tonight. These guys need to get out of the movie world. So option A, you can be the next female Terminator in the upcoming Terminator reboot. You can be the T-5000 or whatever at this point as they keep upgrading. Or you check this out. Or you can be the bad girl RoboCop in the new RoboCop franchise. Terminator or the new girl RoboCop? Which one are you going with?
Terminator for sure.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Both those are great. These are all things I love too. I love these questions because they know how we think. So I love it. So that is a reboot hoping that will have happen one day. Anna, maybe if you want to take on that movie role,
Yeah.
girl RoboCop,
Yeah,
let's
there you
go.
go.
Here we go.
Love it. Love it. I love it. So final question. So this is okay. So going back to the whole walk up thing and all that, that kind of stuff, right? So you're actually asked to, not for a walk up purposes, but just do a feature. They want you to be drop a verse and a rap song for one of these two awesome current ladies. You're about to drop a verse, okay? And you get to choose. We
Okay.
love them both. We love them both, but you can drop 16 bars in a song with either Megan Thee Stallion, or you
Oh
can
my
drop a verse in a song with Cardi B. So you
Oh
get
my
to
god,
Yeah.
Megan! I love
Let's go.
Megan. I love Megan. My cat's name is Cardi.
Let's go. Let's
I
go.
love Megan. Oh,
I actually had Cardi, man. I did because I
Yeah.
love them both. But I had
Same.
Cardi.
yes, I love them
Same.
both, but I'm a big
Yeah.
Megan fan. Oh.
Let's go. Dane, you had that one, or Anna? You guys say Cardi?
No,
I had Cardi.
I would
Yeah.
say Cardi. That's my cat's name. I feel like it'd be
That's
a
cool.
giveaway, but
Let's
I
go.
was gonna name my cat Megan, but I'm like, people just think her name's Megan. They won't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Well, if you just rename Cardi Stallion and then have another cat, you could have Megan and
yeah, there you
Stallion.
go.
Stallion.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Megan.
I love it. Well, I think I tallied it up, and Anna, it looks like you and Dane tied for that one. I was in
Oh.
second place, and you guys tied. So
All right.
you guys can paper rock scissors it later for the winner of that one. So
Okay.
thank you guys. Love it. So thank you again, Jade. Hopefully in interviews you've had, that's a little something different than what you're used to.
Yeah,
So I
we'll
appreciate
switch
that.
up.
So,
Some different
Love it.
questions.
love it. Love it. So final segment, Dan, I'll give it back to you, man, for that final part. So
Yeah, Jade, on this one, we call it an open mic. We open up the floor to our guests to maybe talk to some of our younger viewers and, some of the up and comer, either athletes or musicians that listen to us and are inspired by you. Are there some maybe words of wisdom that you've carried that you can maybe pass on to those younger viewers to kind of help them along their journey? Maybe some words of inspiration that have helped you through your career?
Yes. Whether it's fighting, like any other sport, a job, try to get your motivation with positive feelings. I used to fight angry. I used to want to accomplish things out of anger, like resentment towards my past or people that doubted me. Like, I'm going to prove them wrong. Like, I kind of have a mindset, like, I'm not proving anybody wrong. I'm proving myself right. I know what I can do. And I also later in life cut out a lot of people that are negative negative thinkers. Like, it's just so miserable being around people that are just constantly hate their job, hate their people they're around. Like, do what makes you happy, then surround yourself with people that are happy also. And you're just gonna, you don't have to be miserable. You can accomplish things, and you don't have to do it just in this bitter way. You can do it and have fun with love and all the hippie vibes and living a super cool life without being mad.
I love how you can positively smile and just punch somebody right in the. I'm kidding. You know, it's cool. Like, the ring,
like, and I
the
love
ring is
it.
cool for that. You know,
it's the perfect combo of like releasing all that anger, but also doing something you just love. I obviously
and then having fun afterwards. You know, I love it. And then having fun. Yeah, that's cool, man. So, is that something? Maybe a bonus question. I mean this. I think I see this, but that's such a respect to be able to fight someone and then afterwards maybe go out and hang out. That's a cool sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? That's a
I can't fight. I don't know down the road. I personally can't fight with hate towards someone. I can never be like, oh, I gotta create a scenario in my head to trash talk this person. I don't know if it's just like the career I chose to. I'm very like self-aware about like what I say, what I put out there, because I hold myself to a higher standard. Also, so even with my with Nira, like she just beat the crap out of me, dude. Like, just beat the crap. And then after, I was like, for me, I gotta talk to her and like just let her know who I am. Like, and we are awesome. We're friends now. This girl beat me up. Like, she really beat me up. And I'm like super cool with her. There's no bad blood. It's a job.
That's cool.
It's fun. It's a sport. It's just part of it. So
that's cool.
It makes life way more fun than being mad all the time.
That's good that you can do that. That's really fascinating. So I appreciate that. Like, that's what we want to see, is it's okay to go into it for the right reasons. I think you're hitting on something. I don't know if Anna and Dane, you want to expand on that. Don't go into it because you just want to beat people up for anger. Do it because it's a sport, and it's I
mean, you can do that, but it's not gonna, you're not gonna last long. There's something in there. I think a lot of us get into fighting too because we just don't have a place, and a lot of fighters, we just came from some tough stuff. It's just I'm trying to get people into fighting all the time because they just don't have any other spot that they fit into. So I get it. We have a lot of anger as fighters, but the longevity, like how long do you want to be doing this? Because you can't feed off of that anger to keep you going long term and have a successful career. So
powerful. That's good stuff. Anna, do you have anything in closing? Because that's just I'm over here just that's good stuff. You have anything else for Anna? That's good.
No, I think the only other question I wondered is, do you have your Halloween costume picked out for this year?
Oh yeah, there you go. All right.
I have to work on Halloween. I just said that too.
She's going as Batwoman.
Last year, I didn't even go anywhere. I was like, I want to do my makeup. Like, I also like doing girl stuff and like doing costume. And I was like, I want to do cool makeup for Halloween. Cool. So I was even thinking about that. I want to do something cool. I thought about like Avatar, like a cool ice princess where I could do all this crazy blue and white makeup. I love makeup. So that's the girly side of me. I'm gonna have some.
That's cool. Yeah, awesome.
Well, we'll be waiting to see it on your Instagram then.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
definitely. I love Halloween. It's my favorite.
Me too.
And I'm an infant at Instagram, so I'm looking forward to seeing all I can. Josh just turned me on to it, so I'm late to the party on that one.
Dane, those number symbols are called hashtags. I'm just totally kidding. But no, in all seriousness, Jayde, thank you. It's a privilege. I say this in closing on behalf of Dane and I and Anna. Jayde, I respect you so much. We are very big proponents of if you will, of female athletes, and I love that you're giving a positive outlet. You do it for the right reasons. You want to help the next generation. Dana and I always say the next generation of athletes is in great hands. So thank you for being a positive role model to these ladies out there, and man, people that want to follow in their dreams. General, but thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please,
you guys having me. It was awesome.
Yes,
it was a fun time. I was a little sleepy, so I was like, I'm glad that energy's high, the vibes are good. I'm like, all right, I'm good. This is a fun interview.
Good. Please make it, if you would, alum, we call it. So come back anytime. We'll make sure to stay in touch.
Definitely.
Like, your information. So down the road, maybe when you get that fight scheduled, the one that's coming. So maybe
I'll make another wrap around, come back on.
There you go. Yeah, we'd love it.
Good.
Love it.
Well, you are welcome anytime. So, Jade, thank you. Hope you get some rest. Appreciate all you're doing. Thanks on behalf of the show here, and hope you have a great night. We'll get this out soon, and we'll be in touch very soon.
Definitely.
Okay. So,
Awesome. Thank you guys.
thanks,
All right.
Jade. Have a
Good
good one. We
night.
Thank you
appreciate
for
you.
the
Okay.
time.
Good night. Gosh, she was awesome. Anna, ladies first. What do you think? What was that? A great one or what? So,
Yeah, that was really fun. Just getting to like connect with people outside of your norm, I was thinking about
yeah,
that today. Like you can become influenced in a good or bad way by the people that you're around a lot, and sometimes it's nice to get those walls expanded to get to be around high performers like her that are doing great things and have attitudes like that you want to try to mimic, and they push you in good ways, and yeah, it's good energy.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Josh and I've said, I mean, I was married into the softball world. My wife is a softball player in our home.
Oh, okay.
And once I met, you know, the world of softball, the coaches, the parents, the players, all those that are involved with it, it expanded you this much. Like, man, there's so many great people in this. I mean, me
Yeah.
and Josh and I started we wanted to showcase that to everybody else. But
Yeah.
now that we're into whatever avenue we go down to, music, MLB, basketball, now into the fight game. I mean,
Entertainer.
everything's just amplified. And you meet individuals like that, and their energy is so contagious whenever you talk to them that you can't help but want to spread their message, because it makes you a better person being able to
Right.
talk to them and taking maybe one thing from each interview.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We think about Anna like when we watch you, because we follow you a lot, and we watch you like whether it's 5 a.m. or 10 p.m. at night. People like you and Jade who are always doing something with their time. You're putting it to good use. We're blessed with 24 hours a day, and we're using all of them, right? And so it's like,
Yes.
hey, people, we've kind of expanded on this phrase, and we've been sticking with it. Is ordinary people doing extraordinary things. It's what it is. It really is. Just hey, whether you're doing your workout routines and work with your people in the morning, or Jade doing a fight, and then it doesn't matter what the activity is. It's the repetition of doing good things until you become great at it. Me and Dane said it all the time. So,
Yeah.
oh man, that was a good one. That was her.
I love it.
Around from Miranda. Obviously, we spent some good
Yeah.
time. So, Anna, we have a couple more for us, so we'll get that worked out on the road. But that was Jade. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, and Bellator, and just what a great night. Dane, do you have any closing words at all? Because that was fun, man. That was real fun.
I'm like I say, I don't think I'll be able to sleep for a few hours coming down from those two interviews. I mean, what you learn from those kind of individuals. I mean, you think you have a sense of what sports are and the mindset of athletes, but then you meet individuals in this next fight game that
Wow.
just blow you away with all their philosophies and the things that they've experienced.
That was good.
I love it.
Well, Anna, anything? I appreciate your time as always. It's a true pleasure. Dane and I are grateful to have got to know you and work with you and have these guest interviews like that. So we will get this out to the world very soon. We'll end the night. We have a couple more this week, guys. We have Priska, bare knuckle boxer, stopping by Tuesday night.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
We've also got Dylan, the mindless Hulk, stopping by. He's a UFC fighter on Tuesday. So it's another couple of days of fighting coming up. And then we'll end the week as we'll go into next week with some more great stuff. So guys, we appreciate you on behalf of She Strength, and of course Jade and her camp, on behalf of the Dane and Josh Show worldwide. Don't forget that we love you. And Dane,
thank you for listening.